What up, world? What up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 50. Can you believe it? We have 50 episodes of the Fanatic Sports Podcast. I'm your man, Blocker. Today, I don't normally get mad. I normally get even, but today is a special day. I gotta get mad because I got my man, Mad Mike, with me. Mad Mike, what up, brother?
Hey, man, what's going on, man? Glad to be here.
Man, it's a pleasure to have you here. I've been checking out a lot of your work, bro, and so definitely excited to have you on board with us for a little bit today. I did not promise that there would not be any shenanigans.
So I'm all about the shenanigans.
See,
look. Like, I don't feel comfortable if it's not shenanigans. You got the wrong person. If you acting for no shenanigans, I am not your guy.
Hey, man, I knew it. I knew I made the right choice.
I am all for it. We are all for it. We are called the Unholy Alliance, okay? All we do is shenanigans.
So shout out, before we get started, man, shout out to Mad Mike. Shout out to Mad Mike Sports, man. Some really, really awesome content coming out from y'all, man. So definitely a pleasure to get the chance to rock with you for a bit. I joined the group and I was like, man, this is really cool. I'm just looking at a lot that's going on. Now, you're down in ATL, is that right?
I am born, I am bred, I'm a Grady baby, born in Summer Hill from the west side, the east side. I dang near be all over Atlanta, so I consider myself all Atlanta.
Hey, man, that's what's up, man. Look, so what's crazy is I've been on a little run with Atlanta guests. Just the way it just kind of shook out with our with the way people are joining and the schedule and that sort of thing. It's been a lot of people. Crazy enough, I've had folks even from England, all the way across the pond, Mike, that are Falcons fans.
Yes.
Shout out to Ballers Meg for joining us.
Oh, that's my girl. That's my girl.
Yeah, love. Matter of fact, to be honest, I think that's probably where I found you is on something that she had done with you. But also and what's crazy is a devoted Falcons fan. I think that's the part that really shocked me, is that she is not just like she's not just a fan and just, like we talked about, it's like, not just look at his butt, you know what I mean? Like, she legit, we talked about preseason, we talked about the draft, she was excited for the draft, like a lot of different things, man. So definitely, and then after Meg, about a week later, I had my guys from The Culture. Shout out to The Culture. I met them on Instagram at The Culture One. Dope group of individuals that are doing. They're talking sports. They're talking shoe releases, which I got size 15s, Mike. So any pair of shoes you can find me is a good pair.
15. Shit, I don't have it.
I'm 6'5".
I hate to be you. I hate to be you.
So I was a what's really funny, I gotta find this picture. I can pull it up, bro. I got baby cousins that are 18 and 19 that are getting recruited right now. So I'm originally from Little Rock, and they live in Central Arkansas now, and so they're being recruited by Arkansas and a few other places as well. Shout out to baby cuz Jalen. He's the offensive tackle. He lost weight. He's down to 6'7". He's 6'7". He's down to 305. And so he just went to go visit the University of North Texas over the weekend. And then Big Bro is Jordan Harris. He's a defensive end.
Jordan Harris, okay.
He's a little bit of everything, bro. He's 6'9", 220. He can do literally everything. I mean, like
6'9".
Look, I'm gonna read you his stats from the first game, and he's been balling all year. So they're in week 3 in high school. So he had 12 tackles, 4 sacks, 2 other tackles for loss. He had 2 pass defenses. He had 5 pressures. I mean, like on defense, and so then I was like, man, is Cuz really balling like this, or was the team just suck? So the next week and next couple weeks, I watched him. Look, man, everywhere the ball is, I don't know sometimes I don't even know who the ball carrier is because with all the motion and all that stuff, I don't know who
Mm-hmm.
the ball carrier is, but I know where the ball at because Cuz right there next to it. Like he just got a nose for the rock, man, and he's nasty. He got a sweet rip. He got not the rip. The swim move is nasty.
Mm-hmm.
He can spin like he a natural. Like and this the crazy thing is he also averaged 18, 10, and 6 on the hardwood too. Like I mean like I'm talking about athlete, bro. And both of them make me look like
6'9", like I said, that look, my brother's 6'7". My brother's
okay.
6'7", so yeah, it kind of runs on my family. I wish I
Yeah,
would have got the other 4 inches. I'm only 6'3", so
only 6'3".
I'm only 6'3".
Hey, that's good, bro. So look, man, we call this the Fanatic Sports Podcast. I see a lot of people jumping on, man. Appreciate everybody joining us on the Fanatic Sports Podcast. We do got my man Mad Mike with us. The reason we call it the Fanatic Sports Podcast, Mike, is because we love and appreciate the passionate, crazy, if you will, the fan. That's what I want. I want the passionate, the crazy fans. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm talking about the diehards.
Mm-hmm.
And so before we can start the shenanigans, I do need you to. I gotta get your fandom story, right? So you tell me, and you can pick any team, like I was telling you in the message, man. Any team. So whether it's at any level, high school, college, pros, whatever league, football, baseball, basketball, soccer, hockey, tennis, whatever. Your favorite team. Tell me how you became a fan of your favorite team.
It's
I
kind of
like that
interesting.
side.
That's it's kind of the interesting thing about me becoming a Falcons fan.
Okay.
I come from a long history. Pretty much, my dad's side of the family, a ton of athletes. So my sister is actually, she was just inducted into FAMU Hall of Fame as a
Yeah.
track star. So she's my brother. My brother played basketball. My dad played baseball. Got another brother who was 6'7". Like I said, he played basketball. He was actually a tight end himself. Myself, I played a little quarterback.
Okay.
But how I really became this is the reason why I sigh is because it's kind of like a surreal type of moment because I grew up watching football. Didn't really get into football until I turned about 17, 18.
Wow.
And I fell in love. I fell in love with the Atlanta Falcons, and the game in itself around that. I always watched it. Always was Atlanta Falcon, but that's when I really started following football around 17, 18. And it was one guy that stood out to me, and he was a wide receiver.
Okay.
And that guy was Terrence Mathis.
Yeah.
T Mac was just always he was a pro's pro, and I had the privilege of meeting him. And this
Nice.
is the interesting thing. T Mac actually loved my podcast. So it was kind of an interesting thing for me. He kind of took me on his wing. When I tell you, he taught me and the crew of us so much about things behind the scenes football. When he was hired as the head coach at Morehouse, we was one of the first people right there support our brother, man. And like I said, man, that's where I really fell in love with the Atlanta Falcons because I like being a quarterback and wide receiver. I love wide receivers,
Right.
and I was instantly drawn to Terrence Match. And like I said, I can honestly say that he's one of the greatest human beings that you ever want to meet, man. All of what you see is what you get from him. That dude is a genuine brother, and not only he's one of the greatest Atlanta Falcons wide receivers of all time and greatest players of all time. He's just he's a Christian man, and he loves football. He loves football. So, like I said, that right there is probably one of my biggest childhood dreams coming to pass and meeting Terrence Masters. I never thought I would be friends with Terrence Masters whatsoever. I never thought that. But that's one of our biggest accomplishments.
Yeah, man, that's huge, bro. That's huge. And you know what's so cool? So I'm gonna tell you what, man. And like I said, you in a long line of folks that have been Falcons fans. But the community and the way that while a lot of people don't think about Atlanta as a great sports city as they should. But one of the things that's so cool is that at Atlanta, the way the community gets together and they rally behind each other. Being from Arkansas, I'll be honest with you. Being from Arkansas, man, for me, I get envious. I live in Baton Rouge now, so I'm down here. Okay. And so I see the same thing here that I see in Atlanta, and there's a few other places where folks get behind each other and they care about each other and they root for each other, and that community is just filled with Falcons and Hawks and Braves, and these people really get into the fabric of the community. I think about going over to the baseball arena where Freddie, the first baseman that won the ring.
Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, Freeman. When Freeman left, like the way he took it so hard having to leave Atlanta. And a lot. I've met a lot of players that have, I've been fortunate to come across people that have done the same, felt the same. Like, man, Atlanta is like. So I'm from Little Rock. So one of my, I wouldn't say closest friends. I know him pretty well, and every time we see each other, he remembers my face, and obviously I remember his name. Joe Johnson was a guy that he was beloved in the city of Atlanta, man. They took care of him down there, man. Took care of him. Matter of fact, took such good care of him that every Razorback that came through Atlanta, whether they were on that team or on the opposing team, Joe was able to take care of them the same way because of the way Atlanta took care of Joe, man. Like it's hard not to love the city of Atlanta and fall in love with it.
You will look. Atlanta is a dangerous city. You come in here not prepared, you will not leave the same. I can tell you that much.
Hey, bro, look, I'm gonna tell you one story, and then I'm not gonna spend too much more time. So look, man, I was 16 years old, bro. I'm walking through. So my sister's lived in Atlanta since like 98, 99. She moved down there almost kind of like how Andre 3000 said you come move to Atlanta and you never go back. Like like, that's kind of the way it was with my sister. She just saw like you remember the boom in Atlanta and how it grew and became the Mecca that it is. So after that, she was like, man, I gotta get my little brother down here. And so I'm the baby boy of 3, and so I'm 16, man. Mom puts me on the airport, on the plane. I fly from Little Rock to Atlanta for spring break. So it's my spring break. But Atlanta Public Schools, apparently it was not their spring break. So my sister takes me on like tours of the city, and then we go to the mall. She was working at a job. She had to visit malls frequently. Bro, I am walking through Atlanta about to give myself whiplash, looking at all the girls.
Yeah, I know. Like you would never want to leave Atlanta. You come here.
and then she took me on Buckhead. Oh my God. So yeah, but no, man, I love Atlanta. Great. Every time I go. I was just there in April. Actually, I was planning to come at the end of the month, but I gotta switch a few things up. But I'm gonna be out there, bro. I promise you that. But definitely love Atlanta. So like I said, man, Atlanta is such a great sports city. And we talked about a few things. I know we were planning to talk about a couple things. One of the things that interests me was that you talked about wrestling rumors and news. Now, I used to get made fun of for this, but I am a huge wrestling fan. Now, I don't follow all the storylines as much as I used to, but I follow all the big events. Talk to me a little bit about how you got into wrestling, the wrestling rumors, the news, and a lot of the things you report there.
My dad is a huge wrestling fan. It goes back to the WCW days. Before I could remember, I was at a lot of events. So I was at the events. We had, because back then you know, in the 80s and early 90s, we would have events at church.
Yeah.
So I was able to get into the ring a few times, and no, I was not prepared for it. Okay, that's a different type of crazy when you get in that ring, man. That canvas really does burn, and it really does hurt. Okay, so you have to be built for that. And from that point on, man, I think I became a macho man, Randy Savage. So if you can see at the end of our shows, I always have a macho man saying, "Ooh yeah, nigga." I put that in every so I put that in the end of our show, our outros. So I grew up on Macho Man Randy Savage, and then The Undertaker came in '90, and yeah, he just I just went psycho. I went crazy with him. I never stopped watching wrestling. I've been a wrestling fan all my life, still is, still to this day. Huge Bray Wyatt fan. So boy, when I tell you, like my whole world damn near ended when he passed away. So I love The Undertaker, Macho Man. I just love wrestling altogether.
Yeah,
But a huge wrestling fan.
I'm gonna tell you the worst thing I've ever done in my entire life, bro. So I'm 40. I turned 40 this past March, and so I was 14 when in the Attitude Era. Okay.
Oh.
And to me, and listen, we can go back and forth if you want to. The Attitude Era to me was the greatest era of wrestling, hands down, bar none.
Yeah, without question.
So I mean, some of the writing, and I was a fool, Mike. I'll say it out loud. I was a fool to have let somebody talk me out of thinking that I didn't want to watch this when secretly I did. It'd be Monday nights, and I love football. I do. And I'd be watching the ball game with my friends, but truthfully, I was really wanting to turn to Raw. And so, and I should have, because I missed the opportunity to watch some of the dopest storytelling, like original storytelling. Those Monday Night Wars to me, like, and I watch it now from a perspective of I remember that, but
it's different.
Like I got a lot of it, because my friends, the few friends I had that watch wrestling, will be like, "Hey, did you watch it last night? No, what happened? Oh, this, that, and Undertaker threw Mankind off a cage." You know what I mean? That type of stuff was like, man, I missed that. Dang, you know what I'm saying? But this we talking about amazing time for wrestling, and I was a fool, Mike, to not have watched it. But I'm gonna tell you what's really dope, and you being from Atlanta again, like such a dope sports city, because they had the WCW, but some of the wrestling circuits that came through Atlanta, what they were doing down there, and like I said, that those Monday Night Wars pushed both WCW and WWE to new levels and new heights. The way they were fighting, because you had to put some work into what you were doing. You can't just be throwing stuff up and thinking that and I think we kind of got into that mode, especially in the late 2000s, 2010s. They were trying to recycle things, and they didn't really it just seemed like it was inorganic at that time.
It definitely wasn't. It definitely wasn't organic.
Yeah, and that's when I kind of got back into wrestling, was around the 2010s. Now I'll admit to you, I have seen some really cool stories that I really enjoyed, and so like I won't ever pretend like I'm easily entertained anyways. So some of the stuff we see in wrestling, man, even if it's corny, cheesy, I love that. And some of my greatest, as a marketing person, a lot of my greatest ideas came from, hey man, what are they doing?
Yeah.
How are they marketing this in wrestling? How are they advertising? What are they doing with advertisement in wrestling? A lot of that, man, that's the greatest marketing company in the world, is the World Wrestling Entertainment Company.
Oh yeah.
Really, really enjoyed that. So with wrestling, there's a couple things I wanted to talk through. A couple of your favorite rumors, some of your favorite news that you got right now. And then the next thing I want to talk about was your Mount Rushmore. But we can start with the current affairs and current rumors right now.
Being a Bray Wyatt fan, I have to say that the the potential breakup of the Street Profits.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to see how that transpires because obviously you have Montez Ford and Montez and he's really entertaining. And the thing is, it's I want to see if he's going to be the one that kind of turns heel a bit.
Okay.
So that's a storyline that I'm keeping an eye on. I'm a huge. I love Nikki Cross. She's another one. Wrestler that I love. I just love her character and how she can just, she's well diverse in her character and being able to play anything and do anything. So Nikki Cross, obviously, I'm a huge Bo Dallas fan. Even when he was even when Bo Bo Dallas was with the Bo
Hey, man, I hated that, but I still
it was so corny. You had to love it.
You can believe me.
So it was so corny, and the way he would just smile with it and make you like, this dude here is just, he's just on the double level. So man, I'm a huge fan of wrestling. And then Mercedes Moné, I hate her so much right now because she is. I really love what she's doing. I really love her as a character. Even as Sasha Banks. I'm not so much of a fan of the things that she's doing now. It just seems a little bit too just a little bit too much. But her in ring ability, like I said, that girl can go in the ring. So she's forever gonna be one of the best as far as I'm concerned. And I just want Seth Rollins to just go away. I wish we could hit him with an imaginary bus, so he stop wearing them damn dumbass clothes that he wearing, high heels, boots, or whatever you want to call them. And that she man, Becky Lynch, I wish she stopped doing that too. Am I going a little bit too far?
Hey man, I told you I did not promise that there wouldn't be shenanigans. So if you need to go as far as you need to. And by the way, your name is Mad. So if you got mad hot takes, I need to see them anyway.
Hey, good. I'm in my comfort zone. Like Becky goes away, Seth Rollins go away. I'm a happy man in wrestling. Everybody else can stay, but them two, yeah.
Ain't they married? They married, ain't they?
I don't care. They can go away. Both of them go away to Ohio.
They go away together. Hey, so all right, let me ask you this, and this is off topic. I didn't put this in our notes. But I think about this a lot. So I'm a writer. I'm creative by nature, right? Oh. So Mike, for me, like I singer songwriter. I've written plays. I've written scripts. I'm working on a script right now for a docu-series, all types of stuff, man. I got a big old pickle jar juice of creative juice, right? And so I'm a writer, and that's what attracted me back to wrestling was, okay, so John Cena's got a 300-day contract for the year. Well, how are we gonna write him out and then write him back in? So like I love to see stuff like that, just the behind the curtains of it. How they work in the stories, how they work how they put the story in the ring, all of that. But I said if I was gonna be a heel, because again, I got back into wrestling. I guess it's 25, so I was about 30 when I got back into wrestling, and I don't know if I'm sure you probably know it's a little too old to turn into fall. It's not, but at the same time, for me and my bad knees, it is. So, but I said, how would I enter in the wrestling? What would I do? So I'm gonna give you my answer, but I'm gonna ask you the question first. If you started wrestling today, how would you do it? Would you like go heel? Would you be a baby face? Have you thought about your gimmick? What would you do?
Yeah, I'm a huge Bray Wyatt fan. I would have to do something dark and sick.
Okay. Okay.
Something dark and sick. Is the personality, different personalities. I would have to be. I would probably be somewhere along the lines of a. I would have to say it's kind of hard because
Mhm.
I love the Bray Wyatt character, but I would love to be something along the lines of Braun Strowman.
Okay.
If I had the size, I would be a monster. I just love putting
It's a monster. Yeah.
people. I just love beating the crap out of people, and I would love to be Braun Strowman, the biggest, the biggest dude, choke slamming people through tables, throwing them through the glass and all types of stuff. I would just love to do that type of thing. I would love to do
I'm
that.
with you. Oh, all right.
How you know how Andre the Giant would just beat the crap out of people and he
Yeah.
can't do it. I would love to be like that.
All right. So I told you I'm offensive tackle. I'm 6'5". I'm nearly 400 pounds. I'm a little under right now.
Okay.
So I as an offensive lineman, you just follow me on this or feel me. My offensive line coach taught me something my freshman year. And he said, Joe, the problem is when you've been big your whole life, some people sprout up, right? They have a late development. Scottie Pippen grew 6 inches between his junior year and senior year, right? That's not my story. I've been bigger than everybody. I've looked like an adult since I was 6. Like my mama would take me to the buffet and like I had to like pull out. They had to pull out her birth certificate. Like, no, he really is. So I've been big my whole life. And my offensive line coach said they won't let big boys be mean. You gotta be nice. So immediately I'm gonna be a heel, and I'm like you. I'm going to beat the living crap out of people. Unhinged, Mike, unhinged. I'm not even going. You're not even gonna put me in no real match for like a month. Like I'm just popping out of the crowd. Like
You said Mark Henry. That's what you describing to me. It sounds like Mark Henry.
Hey, I'm talking about heel. I'm talking about straight heel.
Mm-hmm.
And then when either that or the other one that I always wanted to do was I wanted to be. You remember in '04 when The Rock would come out with that silk vest and he would do the Rock concerts? Yeah, I want some of that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hey, bro, the way he would put so much heat on the city, but like at the same time, you kind of like,
He was so cool with it. It was so cool with it. Yeah.
So all right, to that point, and I want to get your idea. I got my 4. I want to get your idea. Your Mount Rushmore of wrestlers. Which now, and I know this is I've thought about it for a while. I know it's you're gonna work at it, but give me 4. Only 4. Maybe one honorable mention, but only 4 that really do it
Well, I have Taker as my goat, so he has to be there. Like I said, I follow him since the WCW days. Um, it has to be Taker. This one might be a little controversial, but I really could care less. But
for you.
That was one of my greatest of all time. That
Wow, yeah.
was so good in the ring. It was just yeah, such a damn goat. He made you believe when he was in the ring. It's like, yeah, this dude is kind of crazy.
Yep.
And
yeah. Yeah, absolutely, man.
HBK, just everything he touches just turns into gold, man. HBK is just that guy.
Yeah.
And um, just because I'm biased, I got to throw Wyatt in there. And he's one of the greatest characters I have ever seen. The guy's just so magic when he has that mic in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
In the ring, his ring psychology. No, he isn't the greatest wrestler of time, but he knew his character. So those are my 4. Uh, the 5th one, I have to say, he's honorable mention.
Okay.
This one's kind of hard, but gotta say Austin. I have to
Okay.
say Austin. I have to say Austin because we wouldn't even be in we wouldn't have wrestling if it wasn't for Austin, to be honest, because wrestling was dying at a point as far as TV is concerned.
Absolutely.
Nobody really watched wrestling until Stone Cold blew the hell up. So it wouldn't be wrestling without Stone Cold. Especially today, but what being on ESPN and all the networks, it wouldn't have happened without Austin.
So all right, so I'm gonna go a little bit chalk as far as my four. I love Ric Flair.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta, if I have to pick, if gun to my head, I gotta say that Ric Flair might have been the greatest on the mic. Like just, but between him, I think he had the best on the mic skills. I think The Rock had the best. Like I know this is splitting hairs when I say promos compared to on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
But Rock had the best promos. I'm gonna go Austin. I'm with you. I think Austin saved the sport in a way that that a lot of people may not necessarily know. Like we know what he did, but like I mean, this dude was a rock star. This dude was an absolute rock star. Shout out to Silas says that Stone Cold versus Vince reinvigorated wrestling. Absolutely, it did. And I think the timing is right there too. Shout out to the comment section, by the way. Andrew G said, "What up, to you, Andrew?" But no, absolutely. And I think the timing of Stone Cold, and at a time where everybody hated their boss, and we talked about this earlier with the Attitude Era, and a lot of millennials were looking forward to it, and it shaped a lot of us millennials that, us 30, 40, 50-year-olds today, or some of them nearly 50, that it's coming from what we saw with Stone Cold versus the Boss. Want to give one more flower to The Rock for, he was the first wrestler / movie star.
Yeah. Yeah.
There were movie stars that came over to wrestle. There were, but he was the first wrestler that went to go, make get paid $20 million to be a movie star. And that was impressive. For a long time, I wanted to say Hogan. I always appreciate what he did for the golden era, and I won't get into the behind the curtains and the type of person that he was and some of that stuff. Rest in peace to him, definitely. But when I think about my fourth slide, I got to think about those who could work. And for a guy like Taker, 6'10", 250, the way he could work.
Athletic. I have never seen a guy that big to move. That is insane to see that.
It's the old school. You remember that? He walked the rope and then I'm talking about that. That is, listen, man, there were some guys that were 5'10" that couldn't do that.
Yeah, yeah.
And to see a 6'10" guy be that agile, that nimble, and by the way, let's not ever forget that this man had hands.
Yes.
Like I think all the time, because Lesnar broke his streak, and I honestly didn't feel like he deserved it. But if Taker agreed with it, clearly there was something to it. But I remember, who was it? He was at a UFC fight because he was toying with the idea they were kind of disrespecting him a little bit. You know how bad it gets behind the curtains with WWE. They are ruthless over there in that front office. But he was toying with the idea of going to the UFC, and I can't remember which fighter it was. I want to say it was a legend like GSP or somebody that he was ready to go one-on-one with. Like, forget all this writing predetermined. Let's me and you get in this cage and really throw these hands.
Yeah.
And the word I heard, now this is just 1997 AOL online rumors that nobody wanted to smoke with Taker. For real. Nah. Like, Mark Calloway got some hands, my boy. that man, like, he could really sell, I think a lot about potatoes and stuff like that, but no, he was, this dude really could do it. Shout out again to Silas in the comment section, man, talking about the skyscraper. Boy, you took it back.
Yeah, Yeah.
That's what's up right there, man. And I think that's the coolest thing about when you go back and it's revisionist history. Don't get me wrong. I know WWE is not telling the full story all the time, but the stories they do tell and go back and kind of pull the veil back for us, man. That some of that is just absolutely fantastic. I've been meaning to get in and look at. Oh, what was there's a movie that just came to Netflix that was about some old school wrestlers from Dallas and some places like that. Yeah, Taker and Nash, man. You didn't want no problems with them, bro. Like seriously. And I think that's the thing. One of the smartest things I've seen. Again, big ups to the WWE. Regardless of, you can feel how you want to feel about Vince. I know there's some looming stories which required him to retire and all types of things. But man, what some of the stuff they were doing during the pandemic, you remember they were reaching out to former NFL or not players who didn't make the NFL.
Guys like Baron Corbin.
Yeah, Corbin. I want to say Roman Reigns came in. And he was like early into that part of that.
He was a former football player.
He played for Georgia Tech. There was, and obviously there's a bunch, right? From Goldberg, Romanowski, the Rock. A lot of players were making their way. But you're young. You still love the physicality of this thing. You learn to fall, and hey. Mm-hmm. Let's see where this thing goes. If you can make some of it, and what made it so perfect, again, shout out to The Rock. He's my goat. I wanted forever. I said it was Austin, but until I started watching these promos and understanding like the business, you cut a promo like that. Listen, man. This dude was unreal in his ability to talk and entertain.
Connecting to the crowd, man. They would just eat up everything he did.
Oh my gosh. My favorite one. He would pause. He would do this on camera in the promo. He paused and the Rock's fans would start chanting, and then you would just hear. And like the best part, this was before they started piping in sound. So yeah. This is literally this dude could literally do anything and turn it into a slogan. Like this, like I'm just as a talking head now. I guarantee you, I'm just uber impressed by the way that The Rock was able to, like I said, connect with literally everyone from the elderly to everything he did. I mean, like literally, he had the Midas touch. It's the most impressive, one of the most impressive things I've seen, man. Really is, man. So definitely a shout out to that, man. If I got to do an honorable mention, I probably would go with the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah,
I think and that's what I thought about when with Atlanta is.
That's who I think. Not to cut you up, but I think that's what Bray reminds me of is
yeah, because he wasn't pretty. He wasn't athletic. Like that was the thing. The Rock came in. What did JR say? It's the blue chipper here, right? He comes in. He's ripped up, and he's got a 35-inch waist, and I mean he's rock solid. He's a big old strong kid, and a lot of these wrestlers today. Titus O'Neil, he looks like he's a Q. He looks like he poses for Qs.
Yeah.
But not Bray, not Dusty, not Mankind. Mankind was another one I thought about that he's definitely a goat in this conversation, man. Just the guy that, there's nothing sexy about these guys. It's just the absolutely solid charisma, the way that they connect with people and make you love them whether you want to or not. That's impressive, man. Dusty Rhodes was kind of the first in that bunch, man. There was a lot of big dudes that were, showing up, but not with that kind of flair. And for him to kind of to have his round, Dusty Rhodes to have his round with Ric Flair and and the Steamboat Ricky Dragon and the Dragons Ricky Steamboat and just the ability to put the strap on him. It's impressive. It's impressive, man. So from one physical sport in wrestling over to we'll talk a little football. You are in the Southeast. and it is a religious holiday. It is college football is on the roll. Now, as I understand it, in college football, you are a Bulldog fan. Is that right?
I am a Bulldog fan. I support. So I'm not your I'm not your typical Georgia Dog fan.
Okay. Okay.
With me, I'm critical of them. Okay, there's a lot of Georgia Bulldog fans out there. They're not in touch with reality because they think Stetson Bennett is one of the greatest dogs of all time.
Hey man, look, I often wonder about with Stetson, and I will give you this: there is some mystique about this guy, man. He shows up to.
Don't do that. Don't start praising Stetson Bennett. I'm going to leave.
Look at Silas. Okay, listen. I'm just telling you. It is. All right, so let me tell you why. Can I at least tell you why I'm interested in Stetson Bennett? Because I forgot who it was. So this was 5 years ago. I literally just moved to Baton Rouge, and so I'm from Arkansas. I'm a Razorback fan. My Razorbacks we are playing Georgia to start the season, and whoever the guy was, I can't remember who it was now. Quarterback before Stetson Bennett is stinking it up. That's what he's doing.
Is it Easton? No, is it Easton? I think it was.
I think it was Easton. But this guy he's a better looking he's a better looking he can run, he's big, he's strong, he's got the arm, he's got everything, right? Whoever this kid was, I think it was Easton. And he's not getting it done, man. Our defense is looking so good that they thought that us hiring Sam Pittman was a great job. That's how good we looked against this kid.
Yeah.
Then they put in Stetson Bennett at the half, and by the end of that game, they were ready to fire Sam Pittman after his first game, and that's been the call ever since. That they were ready to fire him. So this guy, I don't know, it's something special about him. Now he doesn't do anything good. I will tell you that. He don't do nothing good. I mean, like. There's nothing that says, oh, yeah, wow. But one of the things I'm learning, I'm a Steelers fan in the pros, and I've learned that quarterback play is more than big arms and fast legs.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
There's something to be said for a guy who can walk into a huddle, tell the huddle, hey, shut up, focus, 15-word play, and then go out and execute that play properly and get a positive gain and do it again 2 more times for a first down. There's something to be said about that. And so, to be fair, while Stetson Bennett is big, strong, fast, he's hardly even good looking. The one thing I know is that if he walks into your huddle, 9 times out of 10, he's won a lot of games. He's done some special things. And I don't think he's the guy for the Rams. I don't think he's going to lead the Rams back to a Super Bowl. I don't think that. It's just interesting to watch dude play and be successful while doing, I don't know. Like if I asked you what he did, you probably couldn't tell me. But at the end of the game, he's won. I don't know. Him and JJ McCarthy, they both throw me for a loop, man. I don't know why it works.
Some guys just have that ability to just arrive and make plays in the right moment, and that's what Stetson Bennett is. I often tell people all the time, I don't get carried away with the skills and the talent, arm talent, all that. I look at a quarterback, his ability to kind of to arise in certain moments, and that's what Stetson Bennett did with the Dogs. When the Dogs need a play to be made, whether it's throw a slant, throw a deep ball, run around. He did that for the Dogs. So that's what a guy like Kirby Smart is looking for. He's just looking for guys that huge kahunas. All right, he want guys with huge kahunas. That's why I'm gonna start the quarterback for him right now. You saw this past Saturday, he did exactly that. He wasn't afraid of the moment, and that's what Stetson Bennett did for the Dogs, and that's why they were 2-time national champions.
I was just about to say David Stockton, and I don't know that necessarily that David Stockton reminds me. Is it David Stockton. It is David Stockton.
Gunner Stockton.
Gunner Stockton. David Stockton is John Stockton's son. My fault. But Gunner Stockton, I don't know that he necessarily reminds me of Stetson Bennett in ways, but the way that he came on because Carson Beck was.
It remind me of Stetson. It does.
Yeah, and that's what it boils down to is that he walked into a tough situation and won a ball game that it looked like it might not have won. So gotta definitely shout out Gunner Stockton and the work he's doing, man. It's hard to argue with his production because I'm gonna tell you again, I'm from Arkansas and y'all been beating up on us for way too long. We've been to 3 conference championships, and I feel like Georgia's beat us in 2 of them. So, and that's in a 30-year period, bro. So, I never forget when they beat us in 02. I don't remember us even having a chance, but I've hated Georgia literally ever since because y'all ruined my dreams.
So I feel your pain.
But yeah, man, but that's the deal. Like you to walk in there, make a play, win what needs to be won. Like I said, don't let the moment take over you, get too much for you. It was impressive, but I was rooting for Tennessee in that regard. Also, because I think we play Tennessee in not Nashville, where they play in Knoxville, and definitely if they would have knocked y'all off and then we knocked them off, which I think we'll do. I think we will. The thing about Arkansas is our offense is really, really, really good. And usually our defense, it takes a little bit to get going, but our defense is definitely like
defense in today's college game though. If you don't have an offense in college, it's hard to get, especially with all these guys transferring.
Oh my gosh, we were talking about this. So shout out to my girls at Sports on Court. They are Bama fans. I'm sorry to mention, but we talked about it, man. Like if you don't have an offense, you don't have anything, man. And and speaking of them, they're having trouble with their quarterback, and they're not. This past weekend was the first weekend where they looked like they were serious. But no offense. You won't build dynasties that way anymore. What we saw in Alabama is impressive to see what Georgia's doing. The amount of time that they've spent in high ranking positions because of with the way the transfer portal works and NIL.
I don't know what he give these kids, man. It's like he giving them some cocaine or something.
Kool-Aid, some special Kool-Aid.
You guys up, but like he get these guys ready to play. It's just something about Kirby and his ability to bring to life players that like you wouldn't necessarily think that these guys are going to be even in the NFL. To be honest.
Yeah, and you know what what's amazing is you look at the speed that he puts together on defenses.
Yeah, sick.
It's unreal. And if you don't mind, I'm gonna transition right here because I've been waiting to get to it. But you look at if you want your defense to be good. Now, Mike Tomlin said this: if you want your defense to be good, you better go get you some of them Georgia Bulldogs. And the Falcons have a Georgia Bulldog that I saw last night that was he was making some plays in Jalen Walker. Now, and I know you've been rooting for him for a little while now. So tell me about the ability to get a hold of a playmaker like Jalen Walker for you.
Oh, I was ecstatic. He was actually one of the Bulldogs that I wanted. Jalen Walker just has that ability in football that you need is just to be a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
When you got a guy like Raheem Morris who preaches a lot of zone blitz concepts and whatnot, he likes to move his edge guys around. He likes to kind of have to enter the Michael Bennett type of guys that Tampa Bay. The lean defensive line, guys like Zach Harrison, tall guys, about 290, 280 now. Brandon Doyle is like, these guys are long and lean, so he fits perfectly with those types of guys because Jalen Walker, when I tell you he's a special athlete, you can put him on the edge. He can make plays. You can put him as a linebacker, as a middle linebacker, weak side strong, and he can just do his thing. So he's exactly what I wanted. And to go with that, he's just a true freaking leader. When you play next to him or you see him playing at Georgia and me watching him, everybody they just gravitate toward him. I think he's a special talent, man.
Yeah, and you can see it. And last night was kind of a coming out party. But one of the things that I thought that was really interesting. So, Atlanta spent a good amount of time on a good amount of first round picks on their offense, making sure their offense was up to snuff. This past summer, this past draft, for them to have the wherewithal to go and get their defense put together. A lot of people called it a reach. I did not. Going to get James Pierce Jr. behind Jalen Walker, which I think could be the steal of the draft, to be honest with you. This dude. So I know there was a little bit of off the field issue that they mentioned. Kind of some. They talked about some of his attitude and some things that were reported. I don't know if they were necessarily true. It seemed like everybody at Tennessee had good things to say about him, but apparently there were some reports of him being
a bit of a head at times.
But I'll tell you this. So now I was an offensive tackle. Hi, Atlanta hometown. You were more than welcome to ask a question in the chat. We would love to hear it. But one of the things, as a defender, when I play defense, I love a little bit of crazy. A little bit of crazy. Gary Owen is a famous comedian. He always says that he wants his middle linebacker to be from a one-parent home. You know what I'm saying? He said he's already apologizing. I'm scared. but like I won't judge what your parents and your family living dynamic, but I like a little bit of hot head. I like a little bit of crazy out, especially out of my pass rusher. Somebody that's playing like the rent do, as the kids say. Man, James Pierce Jr. When I watched him against Arkansas last year, and I watched him a few other games on national TV, he looked like he was upset that not only that the offensive tackle tried to block him, but had the gall and to come and try to block me as a that a little bit of mad. Pardon the pun, but he was a little bit mad, man. Like he was upset that you would even think you can block me. That's the way he played, like his hair was on fire. Like, I mean, getting to the quarterback and eating up everybody in the way to get to the quarterback. That I was thoroughly impressed. I knew as a Steeler we didn't need that kind of pass rushing. We had other needs to fill, which didn't quite get filled. But James Pierce Jr., I saw him being a early round pick, second, third round pick for somebody, and for y'all to trade him in the first. I thought it was worth it.
I'm kind of surprised that he was able to fall that long. To be honest, I didn't think we'd be able to get him.
And then the other thing was that so last night we saw it, and I think it was what it felt like to me was what I had kind of been expecting to see from that Falcons defense. Anyways, now I got to get the final totals. But I know about midway through the third quarter, they had 5 sacks and I think 2 picks. I know you featured one of them on your story today. From what was the cornerback's name that got that pick? He rolled over on the receiver to get the pick. That might have been one of the most impressive things I seen. He rolled back in bounds, and so it counted because I guess he was able to get back in bounds, and of course the pick counted. But I mean, like just they got some ball hogs. I did see that AJ went down. Was he?
AJ is a hamstring from what's been reported, and they'll have some in a couple of days. They'll kind of get final word on what's going on.
I hope it's not too much. I'm pretty excited about. I'm pretty excited about what that defense is going to look like. And to be fair, that was my pick for the NFC South was the Atlanta Falcons. I think this is the year where they put it together and they got.
We need it. Oh yes, we need that.
Yeah, I think it's time. You know, with the way they have built this defense now, and with some sneaky good picks, they haven't spent a lot of draft capital other than on the pass rush, which was much necessary. I got six sacks, and then I wanted to see about the interceptions as well. 2 interceptions.
Yep.
Billy Bowman was the receiver I was thinking of. Billy Bowman. I'm sorry, the cornerback I was thinking of that got that pick. Outstanding play by him as well, but just smothered the Vikings and really just threw JJ McCarthy off before him being injured with the knee. You look at the 78 rushing yards. It's really, really impressive. That's not 200 yards in total offense, is what I'm seeing here. Or just a little under 200 yards, over 200 yards in passing and rushing. For the Vikings, what the Falcons defense gave them. So don't worry, I'll definitely be tomorrow looking into them on my fantasy team. Oh, thank God! I'm sorry. Breaking news. It may not matter to you. Breaking news, but Brock Bowman is playing, and I need Brock Bowman to score 15 or more points so I can win one of my fantasy leagues. So.
I can't play fantasy football. I suck at fantasy football because my memory. Yeah, I can't sit still for too long, so I'll forget that I even playing fantasy football. I played last year and I ended up last because I forgot to change.
Well, okay, so look, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna give a shameless plug and then we're going to the comments section. But my so our fantasy league is hosting a fantasy. Our podcast is hosting a fantasy football league, right? So Mike, this is fantastic. Okay, there is so it's mainly creators. 12-team league. I think 8 or 9 of us are creators. We do content creation all the time. And so I had the thought, hey, let's have a fantasy football league. And I said, well, who's gonna be in my league? Is this gonna be my friends? And then I started hitting up some of the people that create content. So shout out to Freezy Sports, Ben Rodriguez at NFL Playmakers. Who else am I thinking of? My co-host, the Angry Puerto Rican, myself. There's quite a few folks that create sport testimony, Big Quest Say Less, a lot of guys that are in this league. And so we started with, I said, well, one of the cool things we can do, Mike, is in order to determine how we're going to have our draft order, is I did a game show. Now, I recused myself, and I picked 12. And I hosted a game show style show, sports quiz for NFL trivia. And so Freezy Sports won that game show. And he gave us our loser award. Now, we're going to celebrate the winner, Mike. We're going to celebrate the winner. Whoever wins the league, we're going to celebrate it. But we definitely gonna celebrate the loser because Freezy Sports gave us. He used the phrase I've never heard before in my entire life. He said "booty blasted." So that's gonna be the title of the. If you come in last place in our league, you get the Booty Blasted Award. Now that Booty Blasted Award includes this T-shirt. This T-shirt. I think, is there a hat? I don't know if there's a hat. Okay. But there's the T-shirt, and the T-shirt says, I got booty blasted in the Fanatic Sports Fantasy Football League.
Oh,
and there's a trophy as well. And the trophy is going to look a lot like that.
Do that. Don't do that.
and they got to wear the T-shirt to either a McDonald's or a Chick-fil-A. And you got to sit by the playpen and eat your meal. And I'll pay for the meal. I'm gonna pay for the meal. I'm gonna pay for the shirt. But you gotta wear it, and you gotta take it you gotta take it to sit somewhere. And when people ask you, "What does your shirt say?" You gotta tell them, "I got booty blasted in the fantasy." Hey, bro, believe it or not, there's a lot of motivation. Somebody scored 140 points last week. Ain't no messing around. Ain't no messing around, man. But yeah, we definitely there's definitely a lot of motivation to not have to wear that shirt in our fantasy league, and I believe it's that league where I definitely have to I need Brock Bowman to come on and carry us to victory on this one. I don't want to take no L's. I normally don't like losing, but my goodness. So before we transition, Mike, I definitely got to jump in the comments section because your fans are definitely popping, bro. So again, for anybody joining us, man, Mad Mike from Mad Mike Sports is joining us tonight. Definitely a pleasure to have you with us. We'll go back to. I'm a little bit behind. So Atlanta hometown, ATL hometown Atlanta says that he said it's not his fault, and he's been given a gift straight out of Decatur. And he was talking about Silas was talking about James Pierce going sooner. William Amy talking about Billy Bowman Jr. as well, the stud corner. So y'all got some playmakers, man. That's for sure. ATL talking about Bowman as well. So a lot of people here definitely talking about some of the goings on. Silas, I want you to join our fantasy league. I'm gonna get you a T-shirt, buddy.
I won't be doing it because I explain that.
Oh my gosh, man! Listen, that's one of the funniest things. I never in all my days heard a phrase like that, man. So definitely. We definitely are looking forward to the finish. Oh, and the most important part of our fantasy league, Mike. Now, and look, you came on the show, so you are welcome if you want to make your way to finish off the season of our first fantasy football season. Week 18, this last week of the season, which will be the championship week. We're hosting a a podcast festival. So this one will be in Northwest Arkansas. Now it's gonna be a little cold up there. And I know you in Atlanta, y'all had y'all little winter.
Yeah, we don't like cold weather too much.
but man, it's gonna be a fun time, man. There's gonna be music. There's gonna be great food, and then, of course, we're watching the championship game to see who I beat in the championship. and most importantly, not only will we be celebrating the winner and they'll have a trophy as well, but there'll be a loser, Mike. It's gonna be a loser, and that loser's gonna wear that T-shirt. Somebody gotta wear that T-shirt. Now I'm working effortlessly to make sure it's not.
I do not want to have to explain that. Booty blasted. Wow.
Hey, dude, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard, man. Shout out to Freezy Sports again. He was like, man, I hope I don't get booty blasted in this league. And that's booty blasted. Hey, man. So, but yeah, dog, like that, I am looking forward to this party we're throwing, man, to end the season. And hopefully we'll get a chance to do some more stuff like that. That's definitely on the horizon for me, man. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. I'm coming to Atlanta, Mike. I'm coming down there to have myself a good time, man. Every time I come to Atlanta, it's always a blast, anyways. But we definitely got to link up. Maybe we can do a little live something there as well, man. So man, look, it's funny how quickly an hour flies when I'm laughing at my guests most of the time, man.
Fun, bro.
I can't thank you enough, man, for jumping on with us, man, and definitely looking forward to seeing more of the work you do. And tell us everything you got going on so far.
Well, as you said, man, I'm a huge wrestling fan. I just really got into doing the wrestling content. Mm-hmm. I've been doing this for almost five years, the Falcon content, and I obtained my goal of getting 10K. So now I finally get the freedom to kind of open things up. So now not only are we Falcons fans, but we sports fanatics. So we
Yeah.
we're gonna get into wrestling. We're gonna get into some college talk, some Falcon talk, NFL talk. Man, that's where we're headed to. So if you got the NFL fans or just sports fans in general, we welcome everybody to join us. Leave the comments, ask some questions, man. We'll love to feature a lot of you guys' questions. And like I said, man, if you can't handle a lot of debate, a lot of crap talking, you're not gonna last on. We get busy. We get very disrespectful. So if you like that, come join us. If you don't, please unsubscribe. Do not follow me because I will piss you off.
Oh man, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Look, and that's what this is what sports is all about. That's why I call it the Fanatic Sports Podcast, man. I don't want there to be any question of this, man. We definitely are looking like I love chippy sports. I love playoff sports. Do you get into basketball much?
I absolutely do. I just have so much to do with the Falcons
Yeah.
podcast and whatnot. And like I said, we have well over 30,000 followers just overall.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard for me to kind of boggle down on one thing. So it's the first time I've actually had to, to kind of spread things a bit because everybody kind of doing their thing right now. We're doing well. And like I said, man, basketball, I'm a huge Steph Curry fan first and foremost, but I'm an Atlanta Hawks fan. We look, hopefully we get it together and we get to the playoffs and do our thing. But yes, I'm a huge basketball fan.
Yeah, look, and the reason I ask, there's the playoffs started in the WNBA to yesterday, I believe it was, and I know the Dream are a dark horse but they've got a good squad down there in Atlanta, and so and again, man, like I said, I can guarantee you without question, this won't be the last time I ask you to join. Hopefully, you'll come back and see us again. And tell you what, you come back and see us again, I guarantee you, I won't make you wear that shirt.
Hey, I don't care what you do. I ain't wearing that.
Hey man, hey, that shirt, bro.
Answered, okay? Don't want to explain, but we definitely will be back. And next time, man, I gotta bring my boy K Styles. He's my right hand man. K Styles is definitely he's down. And like I said, man, I've had fun, and we definitely will be back.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Bring everybody, bro. Look, we here for a good time. So we can always do this next week if you want, man. I'm down for it, man. But I definitely appreciate you joining us, man. It's been a blast. I'm looking forward to, like I said, more and more of your content. I've been checking out. I'm in the group. I'm in that group chat, so I'm watching everything you're doing, man. Sharing and reposting. I love the network and I love the work you're doing, man. And it's a blast to see. Look at this. That's funny, bro. But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more and more of the work that you do, man. It's a pleasure to get to watch you work, and definitely a pleasure to call you a.
Hey, we appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely. Well, one last time before you go, man. Mad Mike Sports. Tell everybody where they can find you on all platforms.
At Mike Sports on all platforms, man. You can hit me on Instagram, Twitter. I still call it Twitter. I refuse to call it.
Not changing. That is twitter.com. I don't care what they call it.
I think it's Twitter, man. But just follow me on Anthony Benson on Facebook, man. That's my personal page. I put a lot of sports on there as well. But like I said, man, just follow me anywhere and everywhere. I guarantee you will get a response from me. We love to engage with the people.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, man, thank you again, as always, man. A pleasure. Thank you to everybody that's checking us out. Everybody that's joined us, man. It really was a blast to get to interact with people and get to spend some time talking wrestling amongst other things, man. I don't get a lot of people on it I get to talk wrestling with, man. But definitely enjoyed it. Thank you to the fans. Thank you to my fans and friends. And as I always say, man, tough times don't last, y'all. Tough people do, man. Thank y'all for watching the Fanatic Sports Podcast.